Think about the shores of the Americas just before the 15th century. Millions of people were living in deeply established societies, operating perfectly within the boundaries of the world they understood. Then, ships appeared on the horizon. The people stepping onto the sand brought with them a level of technological and operational complexity that was completely alien to the locals. This encounter created a total cognitive collapse. It happens when a group is hit by a force so far outside their existing cultural maps that they cannot process it. When the data coming in overwhelms the mental models used to interpret it, the structure shatters. The Europeans who arrived were opportunists, wielding tools and power the native populations had no defense against. The resulting destruction was the byproduct of that massive imbalance in complexity. History shows us that when a civilization is subjected to a force it lacks the processing capacity to understand, a tragic collapse is the default outcome. Today, we have become the indigenous population. We are standing on the shore, watching something incomprehensible arrive across an alien landscape of our own making. The forces landing on our shores are artificial intelligence, converging global crises, and technological growth moving at a speed we can no longer track with our current institutions. Our standard human mechanisms of regulation, legal systems, and political debates lack the bandwidth to manage this volume of complexity. Passively waiting for these old systems to process the danger and figure it out for us leads directly towards the same fate as those 15th century societies. We are standing at the edge of a cliff. Survival requires a unified, creative leap in how we process our reality. The problem is that we are trying to survive in a highly upgraded reality while clinging to a mindset that was built for a slower, simpler world. To see how to fix a massive processing bottleneck like this, we can look at the history of computer architecture. Initially, computing relied on a single core processor. As seen with the isolated operator at this IBM mainframe, all computational weight was forced onto one central unit. Eventually, engineers hit a physical limit. They couldn't cram more processing power into a single unit without system failure. The solution was to abandon the superprocessor and instead network multiple separate processing cores together. That networking breakthrough gave birth to the modern era of artificial intelligence. This dense web of cables connecting individual server towers into a single hive is the physical foundation of modern AI. And those AI capabilities were built entirely by processing billions of data points and profiles provided freely by human users over the last 20 years. AI is not an alien intelligence. It's a high-speed, networked reflection of our collective human output. We need a biological version of that multi-core networking. We have to shift our focus from relying on artificial intelligence to upgrading our own Anthropo-Intelligence. To network our minds effectively, we have to upgrade the individual intelligence unit. This upgrade doesn't happen with hardware. It happens through rigorous self-knowledge. Biology has a built-in mechanism for this. It's a process called autopoiesis. Look at this cell membrane, shifting and reacting to its environment. It's the self-regulating, self-creating process that allows life to adapt to new stresses. In humans, this biological self-regulation manifests as metacognition, the ability to think about our own thinking. This is the exact tool we need to evolve our cognitive capacity. We already know high-density human experiences, like traveling or deep reading or engaging with opposing viewpoints, physically change our brains and expand our mental bandwidth. This shows we don't need electronic extensions to upgrade our mentality. Our biology already has the capacity to self-update when exposed to enough friction. The actual mechanics of Anthropo-Intelligence rely on these high-friction experiences. It requires navigating challenging dialogue and making diverse connections to force the brain into new patterns. Confronting viewpoints that challenge our own is the biological equivalent of processing data. It is the friction that triggers the autopoietic self-upgrade. Intellectual curiosity and social interaction are the most vital technologies we possess for civilizational survival. This changes how we should view the threat of automation. When we look at the heavy industrial grip of a unimate arm taking over physical labor, we see a necessary liberation. By offloading routine tasks to machines, we regain the time required to do the hard work of understanding and upgrading ourselves. Now we have space to unlearn expired stereotypes and pursue states of curiosity and deep questioning. This is the ultimate passage, a transition away from a mechanized existence and toward a state of constant conscious inquiry.